Happening right now at 6. With a winter storm expected tomorrow, how local companies are preparing to help residents in severe weather. Plus, reaction tonight from the union representing former Stellantis employees after the Belvedere assembly plant went idle. What they have to say about the options being offered. And we dig deeper tonight on Read Across America Day, the alarming differences in language arts performance between students of a local school district compared to state levels.
From 13 WREX, your weather authority, this is 13 News at 6.
We start tonight taking a live look at downtown Rockford as the sun goes down. It has been quiet and cloudy day here across the state line. Tomorrow, though, could be a lot different, with our area potentially seeing snow from a storm system making a major impact on other parts of the country. Let's get straight to your weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Alex Kirchner, to see how it could impact us here at home. Alex.
Good evening. We're on the outside looking in when it comes to heavy snowfall. At least that's how things are trending right now. You can see winter storm watches will be in effect tomorrow. Closer to Chicago, we're right on the edge of that, so we likely end up with much lighter amounts of snow. There's still a slight chance we could end up seeing that system track right through our area, or at least nearby, but the most likely scenario here is this all stays to the south, and some of you may end up seeing barely anything for snow. Still be ready for an inch or so of slushy accumulations just in case. And if you're heading to Chicago tomorrow, definitely pay attention to the forecast and be ready for updated alerts and warnings if that heavy snow hits right over that area of Illinois. I'll track just how long this wintry weather may linger as we go closer towards the weekend. That's ahead. In the meantime, quiet conditions for now as we await a couple snowflakes tomorrow. Yeah, a lot to keep an eye on. And also, with potential snow on the way, you can track this storm live in real time along with our weather team as snow moves through the area. The 13 WREX weather app is free to download in the Apple and Google Play Store. Just search 13 WREX. And all over the state line, residents and local companies are getting ready for this storm and asking everyone in the area to stay prepared. 13 WREX's Shannon Taylor tells us more on what measures people should take to stay ready. Shannon.
Last week's ice storm was just a glimpse of what can happen during some of these winter months, and with severe weather on the horizon, local companies are pulling out all the stops to ensure everyone is safe. In less than 24 hours, the state line could be seeing another winter storm, leading into severe weather preparedness week.
But if it stays this active into the springtime, we could have potentially some early season severe weather episodes, or at least severe weather environments that we'll have to keep an eye on.
Last week's ice storm was a great reminder to residents just how much storms can impact thousands, causing more companies to double their preparations.
So this storm, we're looking at 300 crews coming in from the outside, making sure that we have enough people there, that we don't have that extended outage of last week.
But before then, residents are encouraged to practice safety measures of all kinds in all locations.
Severe Weather Preparedness Week offers the opportunity for residents to sort of get reacquainted with the fact that spring and summer are approaching, and to go over your severe weather plans at home, at work, and in between as well.
And remember that everyone around the state line is here to help in all kinds of weather.
Well, it's CC&E, it's crews, communication, and equipment. We want to make sure we do everything right. Make sure we have the crews on hand, make sure we communicate with our municipalities, and make sure we have the right equipment at the right place, so when something goes out, we can get the equipment there and fix it.
And you can also keep track of the severe weather on our app. It's a great tool that you can download on your Apple and Google Play Store. Just search 13 WREX. Brittany, back over to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Great tips there. Moving to a big economic story in our area, with the Belvedere Stellantis plant shutting its doors this week. With the plant idling on Tuesday, it's left hundreds of people without a job. But Stellantis and the UAW representing Stellantis employees have reached an agreement to offer employees other options. options, including retirement benefits for eligible employees or those wanting to leave the company altogether. Now today, local UAW 1268 president speaking on those exit meetings held, highlighting why Stellantis employees feel betrayed. The plant having some employees who have worked for the company for nearly 30 years. Union reps say a lot of the options seem unfair, especially for those who've transferred to Belvedere in past years to begin with.
Everybody put their blood, sweat, and tears into this, and didn't expect to have to transfer to a new location. Everyone that come here figured they could retire from here. A lot of the fear is they sign up to take one of these packages, and then Stellantis comes around and announces product here shortly after.
Impacted employees have until April 26 to choose if they want to stay with the company or cut ties with Stellantis. Students across America and here in the state line are celebrating National Read Across America Day, or as others call it, Dr. Seuss Day. The National Education Association's program focuses on motivating children and teens to get more active with reading. The year-round program includes big celebrations of reading on March 2nd and throughout National Reading Month in March. Our very own weekend sports anchor, Ethan Wiles, you see him there, right there in the back by the window there. He was out at Cherry Valley Elementary School today reading to a group of third grade students. The school's principal says the chance to have guests speak to the students, it helps give students that extra push.
Our goal is to get guest readers in as community members to read, just to show the importance that no matter what job you have, what you do for a living, that reading is an important piece of that. And you know, as every job I've sat in listening to the guests we've had today, and every one of them has been able to, you know, speak about how their career incorporates reading and writing in everything that they do.
The Read Across America program is becoming more and more beneficial for students in the area as reading levels have been on the decline recently. And that brings us to our digging deeper tonight, taking a look at the alarming numbers associated with students in the RPS 205 school district, specifically performance levels when it comes to the English language arts portion of the Illinois Assessment of Readiness. That's an assessment designed for 3rd grade to 8th graders. Last year, the percentage of students who did not meet or partially met the standards was 41%. That number statewide was 23%. The biggest jump occurred from 2019 to 2021 when the district saw a near 9% increase in students who did not meet the standards. The state also saw an increase of students who did not meet the standards during that same time, going from 21 to 23%. Only about 3% of students in the district exceeded standards last year. The state saw 4%. And new at 6 tonight, the Illinois Education Association released its 5th annual State of Education report today, the only bipartisan poll monitoring Illinoisans' views on all aspects of public schools. The results showed concern around the teacher and education employee shortages. Data reveals Illinoisans deeply value public education and believe teaching is harder than ever before. And for the ones doing the teaching, the pandemic only made it harder on them.
1 in 3 members polled in September of 2021 said they were considering leaving the profession and felt more burned out than usual. TRS reported that there have been more than 12,000 teacher retirements since the start of the pandemic.
In another poll of parents with students in the state, 87% say they're worried about the educator shortage. Coming up next tonight, what Congressman Darren LaHood hopes to achieve at the end of this year to help food banks in Illinois and across the nation. Plus, see what local high school students are learning in their engineering classes and how it led to some friendly competition. And state officials and construction companies met today discussing important policies that need to be followed for potential projects, why one executive says it's important to follow the process.
And we look to avoid the worst of Friday's snow system. I'll track if we see any impacts that's coming up in the forecast.
We're back tonight with some breaking news at this hour. We've been tracking a nationally watched trial out of South Carolina against Alex Murdaugh, the man charged in the double homicide shootings of his wife and his son. 13 WREX just learning a few moments ago the jury has reached a guilty verdict against Murdaugh. Make sure you stay with NBC News and 13 WREX as we will have more tonight on 13 News at 10. Let's get to the Northern Illinois Food Bank. They got a visit from Congressman Darren LaHood. Congressman LaHood, who serves the 16th District of Illinois, stopped by to get some insight on what the Winnebago County community has at their fingertips and how the Farm Bill is helping those get food.
It gets reauthorized every 5 years, and it helps set policy in the agriculture community and with our food programs across the country. End of this year, and continue to help support programs that help feed people, that help with nutrition, and help people that are less fortunate. And that's part of being here today is all about. But always keeping in mind with the federal government, we ought to be looking at how we make programs efficient, effective, and accountable for taxpayers.
LaHood says he's proud to see the dedication and commitment of the volunteers for the food bank.
This 13 WREX Stock Report was brought to you by Seiler Financial.
In positive local news, RPS 205 students participating in a robotics competition at Rockford University today. 13 WREX's Emily McMahon was at that competition. And Emily, what was the students' reaction to all that fun, friendly competition out there?
Yeah, Brittany, as you can actually see in this video behind me, the students were very excited today to get to show off the robots that they built as well as compete against students from other schools. Each of the robots had 3 balloons attached to it, and the goal was to pop the balloons of their opponents. It was also a chance for the students to show off the robots they have been building in class. One of the students told WREX about the work that went into building the robots and getting to competition day.
We have spent a pretty long time working on this challenge. Throughout the whole year, we've learned how to code, we've learned how to build, the process of how to design it, and such. That's that, yeah.
This was the first time the Balloon Bots robotics event has been held since before the pandemic. Brittany, back over to you.
Looks like a lot of fun. Emily, thank you. Nearly 100 local government leaders, construction industry professionals, and elected officials, they all attended a workshop today for public construction. That workshop was hosted by Project First Rate and covered topics related to public construction. The executive director of Project First Rate says one of the topics they're focused on is making sure workers are paid fairly when working on construction projects.
So we're really talking about policy and tools that make sure that when a government or elected leader is going to put something out to bid and use taxpayer money to build, maintain, repair, demolish any structure in their community, that the workers are being paid fairly.
And the goal of the event was to provide local governments with the most current information on infrastructure policies, laws, regulations, and construction opportunities.